So you were at the races, Baron? Inquired the Countess eagerly. Yes, madam. Well, then, pursued Madame G, with considerable animation, you can probably tell me who won the Jockey Club stakes? I am sorry to say I cannot, replied the Baron, and I was just asking the same question of Albert. Are you very anxious to know, Countess? Asked Albert. To know what? The name of the owner of the winning horse. Excessively, only imagine, but do tell me, Viscount, whether you really are acquainted with it or no? I beg your pardon, madam, but you were about to relate some story, were you not? You said, only imagine, and then paused. Pray continue. Well, then, listen. You must know I felt so interested in the splendid roan horse, with his elegant little rider, so tastefully dressed in a pink satin jacket and cap, that I could not help praying for their success with as much earnestness as though the half of my fortune were at stake, and when I saw them outstrip all the others, and come to the winning post in such gallant style, I actually clapped my hands with joy. Imagine my surprise, when, upon returning home, the first object I met on the staircase was the identical jockey in the pink jacket. I concluded that, by some singular chance, the owner of the winning horse must live in the same hotel as myself, but, as I entered my apartments, I beheld the very gold cup awarded as a prize to the unknown horse and rider. Inside the cup was a small piece of paper, on which were written these words, from Lord Riven to Countess G. Precisely, I was sure of it, said Mercer. Sure of what? That the owner of the horse was Lord Riven himself. What Lord Riven do you mean? Why, our Lord Riven, the vampire of the Sal Argentino. Is it possible? Exclaimed the Countess, is he here in Paris? To be sure, why not? And you visit him? Meet him at your own house and elsewhere? I assure you he is my most intimate friend, and M. de Chateau Renaud has also the honor of his acquaintance. But why are you so sure of his being the winner of the Jockey Club prize? Was not the winning horse entered by the name of Vampa? What of that? Why, Do you not recollect the name of the celebrated bandit by whom I was made prisoner? Oh, yes. And from whose hands the Count extricated me in so wonderful a manner? To be sure, I remember it all now. He called himself Vampa. You see, it's evident where the Count got the name. But what could have been his motive for sending the cup to me? In the first place, because I had spoken much of you to him, as you may believe, and in the second, because he delighted to see a countrywoman take so lively an interest in his success. I trust and hope you never repeated to the Count all the foolish remarks we used to make about him? I should not like to affirm upon oath that I have not. Besides, his presenting you the cup under the name of Lord Riven. Oh, but that is dreadful. Why, the man must owe me a fearful grudge. Does his action appear like that of an enemy? No, certainly not. Well, then. And so he is in Paris? Yes. And what effect does he produce? Why, said Albert, he was talked about for a week, then the coronation of the Queen of England took place, followed by the theft of Mademoiselle Mars's diamonds, and so people talked of something else. My good fellow, said Chateau Renaud, the Count is your friend and you treat him accordingly. Do not believe what Albert is telling you, Countess. So far from the sensation excited in the Parisian circles by the appearance of the Count of Monte Cristo having abated, I take upon myself to declare that it is as strong as ever. His first astounding act upon coming amongst us was to present a pair of horses, worth 32,000 francs, to Madame Danglars. His second, the almost miraculous preservation of Madame de Villefort's life. Now it seems that he has carried off the prize awarded by the Jockey Club. I therefore maintain, in spite of Mercier, that not only is the Count the object of interest at this present moment, but also that he will continue to be so for a month longer if he pleases to exhibit an eccentricity of conduct which, after all, may be his ordinary mode of existence. Perhaps you are right, said Mercier. Meanwhile, who is in the Russian ambassador's box? Which box do you mean? Asked the Countess. The one between the pillars on the first tier. It seems to have been fitted up entirely afresh. Did you observe any one during the first act? Asked Chateau Renaud. Where? In that box. No, replied the Countess, it was certainly empty during the first act. Then, resuming the subject of their previous conversation, she said, and so you really believe it was your mysterious Count of Monte Cristo that gained the prize? I am sure of it. And who afterwards sent the cup to me? Undoubtedly. But I don't know him, said the Countess, I have a great mind to return it.